One or both competitors must make contact with the tires at all times. When the match begins, grapplers can gain control time by lifting their opponent's feet off of the mat. At the end of each 5-minute round, the player with the most control time wins the round. But at any moment, the match could end if a player is able to deposit 51% of his opponent inside the tire.
They are ready to compete with the Ultimate Tire Wrestling. Are you guys ready for this? Yeah! All right, guys, here we go.
And we're off. Raven James versus Rusty Merrill. This is the final of the PLN Grappling Challenge. And I'm joined here by Mark the Hammer Coleman, UFC Hall of Famer. And Mark, what do you think about Ultimate Tire Wrestling so far?
Hey, JT, anything that has to do with the great sport of wrestling, I'm a big fan of. I'm excited to see where we can take this.
You can see here Rusty Merrill leaning into the tire and overhooking the inner lip. And that's because you cannot grab the inner lip with your hands. I've been repeatedly told. Okay, now Raven's up in the air. That means control time, but his feet are back to the mat. Now Rusty's in the air, and Raven has gained some control time. Not much, but every second counts at Ultimate Tire Wrestling.
Explain control time, JT.
Control time, very simple. Any time that a fighter or a grappler at Ultimate Tire Wrestling can remove his competitor's feet from the mat, the control time clock will start, and those are the points that make the difference in whether or not you win or lose the match. The most control time wins the round. Now you can see they're tied up here, Mark, but one of the things you may notice is that these gentlemen are not wrestlers. They're both martial artists, lifetime martial artists and jiu-jitsu competitors, but not wrestlers. And so there's a little bit of a different strategy here. Okay, now Raven is almost in the tire, but he saves himself at the last second. It takes 51% in the tire to win the round, to win the match. They call that a dunk. If you dunk your opponent 51% in the tire, the match is over immediately, similar to a knockout.
He's got his back here. He needs to pop the hips in and get him up in the air and get some more control time. That's how you win the round. The guy with the most control time wins, or you get the dunk.
Now you can listen in here. You can hear the breathing of the competitors. Looks like Rusty's setting up a dunk here. There's an attempt. Now Raven is difficult. This is a squirrely little guy. These guys are 155 pounders, and they are very, very mobile. Now it's going to be very difficult for Rusty to get Raven into the tire, but in this very moment, he is gaining control time, precious control time. And just listen to the breathing, Mark.
Conditioning is going to be a big factor here. I hope these guys have worked hard. Whoever gets tired is going to probably give up. That's what you see a lot of times.
Now in the first competition here at the Grappling Challenge, okay, Raven's back up on the tire. His feet are off of the mat again. Rusty trying to dunk him. It's almost there.
He's got to be on top of him like a pit bull. Just hold him down and keep that control clock ticking and win this round.
Looks like Rusty's trying to come up on the tire after Raven.
Raven needs to show a sense of urgency here and get his feet on the ground and get that control clock stopped. He's going to lose the round. Let's go.
Okay, now Rusty has one foot on the mat. I'm not sure if he realizes he can take that foot off of the mat, and because he's in control of the action, he will still receive control time.
And then therefore go for the dunk a little harder.
Yeah, in the first round of competition at the Grappling Challenge, Raven defeated Rusty in the Guerrilla Games segment of the show. And then, of course, this afternoon, Rusty defeated Raven, as we just saw, in Karjitsu. So this is the final contest of the day between these two, and it will determine who is the PLN Grappling Challenge winner. And it looks like Rusty's up in the air here and back down again.
He chipped away a little bit at that clock time there, but he needs to do more.
Now you can see here Rusty's reaching into the tire, and he's just fingering the lip there on the inside of the tire, which is not allowed, and I think the official must have just verbally warned him.
I'm not sure why he just backed off. He had his back. He should have popped the hips in and got him up in the air, but he just backed away. I'm not sure why he did that. You need a sense of urgency. Let's go. You're losing the round, Raven. You need to pick it up. Strategy comes into play here. When you know you got the clock advantage, you can just lower your hips and keep your feet on the ground.
All right, Raven's up in the air again, Mark.
Big belly-to-belly back suplex.
Go ahead and grapevine the leg here. Try to stay as close to the mat as possible. I think Raven realizes that he's clearly lost this round, and unless he can get the dunk, he's going to have to move into the second round and hopefully do better. It looks like Rusty's having a hard time with the grabbing of the lips here. Our officials are continually warning him if he's not careful, he's going to lose some control time here. And we've made it to the end of round one, Mark.
Good round for Rusty. Pretty sure he won that round, didn't he, JT? With
Yeah, right
time?
now we've one thing about Ultimate Tire Wrestling, Mark, is there are no judges.
Yep.
At Ultimate Tire Wrestling, there are 3 timekeepers, and right now, right now they've just compared notes, and it looks that Rusty Merrill has won round one. Overwhelming win. He's got the most control time by far. Here's a look at some of the action from the first round, Mark. Walk us through what you see here.
Well, he set up a far cradle, which is a big wrestling move, picked him straight up and tried to dunk him in, which is going to be really hard to do. Raven fought it well and didn't go down, but he did get control time there.
All right, here we are. The 1-minute break between rounds is over, and now we are in round 2. Raven right up on the tire, then rethinks that strategy.
So far, their conditioning's holding up. These guys worked hard, it seems like.
Yeah, it does seem like they both came in shape.
Nice little drag by there. Take his back, get him up in the air, right up the crotch there. See that, JT?
Yeah, I want to mention there is no fish hooking here at Ultimate Tire Wrestling, and you cannot put your fingers in the opponent's mouth. All right, these guys are exhausted. They've competed all day. It's been a grueling competition between these two, and it all comes down to this round. If Raven can win this round, then we will go to a third round to see who wins the grappling challenge. If Rusty can get the most control time during this round, he will be the grappling challenge winner.
Raven did just get him up in the air, got a little control time, but he nonchalantly just let him go. He's got to be more aggressive, be on this guy like a pit bull.
Okay, now Raven's headed into the tire here. You can see Rusty's got a good little bit of leverage here. He's using his right knee to press the backside.
Nice.
Oh, and he's got the dunk. Fantastic. We've got a win here. Rusty Merrill, unbelievable, Mark. Wow.
Beautiful. I like that.
Wow.
Impressive win.
My gosh. Come here.
Hey, let's listen in here to the
we do
post-fight
have a winner.
interview.
It was by a knockout. He did get his opponent into the tire, more than 50% of his body. Your winner, Rusty. Man, good job, man. That was a great fight. You know, he had you in trouble a couple times, but you just wouldn't stay up.
Gotta move. Gotta move.
You rolled right out of it.
Movement's life.
Well, tell me about that last bit, how you got him in there, because that is a tough thing to do.
I felt him on his back, and I felt him give up a little bit. He was tired. We're both tired. Yes. I knew that was my opportunity to move. I had to stuff him in.
So his body relaxed.
Yes, he relaxed, and I had to push.
Right on.
That was my moment. I took it.
Well, you got him in there. You are the winner. This is the winner of the Ultimate Tire Wrestling.
Oh.
You are Rusty Merrill. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Good job, brother. Good job. Come on out here. So we had a great competition. We had the Gorilla Games. Raven, you won the Gorilla Games, correct?
Yep.
All right, and then we went to Card Jitsu. Who won the Card Jitsu?
I won.
You won the Card Jitsu. So we were tied up,
barely.
right? And so this is the winner of the whole PLN Grappling Challenge. It was a great match, guys, but your winner, again, Rusty Merrill.
Good match. Good match.
right, so this just in. You guys just got done competing against each other in 3 different competitions. We're not done yet. So you have a belt in a certain sport. What is that sport?
Slap fight championship.
Okay.
Lightweight champ.
Lightweight champ. And you wanted a little piece of that, didn't you?
I do.
So your wish has been granted. It's been official. So you guys will be competing against each other in the slap fight next. And we're very excited about that.
Perfect.
All right, so tune in for that as well through PLN.
It's gonna be exciting.
Okay, it is time for the next Ultimate Tire Wrestling match. We have Trey Jennings, who'll be competing against John Legoo. Trey, are you ready?
Oh yeah.
John, you ready?
Huh?
Hajime!
And here we go, Trey versus John. I'm joined as always by Mark the Hammer Coleman, UFC Hall of Famer. And Mark, who do you have in this matchup tonight?
2 very tall guys here. I don't know much about them. We'll see what happens. But a lot of leverage involved here. It's going to be hard to get half their body in that hole.
Yeah, absolutely. These guys are so stretched out. 51% of their body must enter the hole in order for this to be a dunk. So both guys going to be going for the dunk. But along the way, they're going to be gaining valuable control time seconds. And how do you gain control time, Mark?
One guy's got to step in and get the other guy's feet off the ground. The clock starts ticking. The guy with the most control time at the end of the round wins the round.
And that's one of the reasons why there are no judges at Ultimate Tire Wrestling, but there are 3 time keeps. And at the end of each round, they will compare their times to make sure they have got the right winner, the competitor with the most control time. And as I'm watching here, I can see that John Legoo has lifted Trey Jennings up onto the tire. He's scoring valuable control time, but he had his head wedged into the tire there for a moment. And as you can see, John has followed him up on the tire. He's looking to gain mount. It's a fantastic strategy here. The control time clock is ticking. John is scoring points.
Keep them legs together. Pinch them legs together. Pull him down. He's got a big lead in control time already. Big move there to get this round started.
Lots and lots of control time, and Jennings is in trouble.
Trying to fold him down in there, it's going to be difficult.
Jennings has a foot trapped inside the tire. I tell you, so far, Mark, this is the best strategy I've seen at Ultimate Tire Wrestling. Legoo keeping those feet and those knees pinched together. Not much leverage here, not much room to work, and sucking his butt out every time that he posts.
Just like MMA fighting, keep them legs together and pull them off the cage. That's how you keep a guy down. He's doing a great job here.
Now, Trey Jennings is a very strong competitor. He's a mixed martial artist. He's a jiu-jitsu competitor, and he competes at Car-Jitsu Championship. This is not his first rodeo, but it is his first time at Ultimate Tire Wrestling. Jonathan Legoo, however, was part of our testing back in 2022. Now Legoo with another attempt here. He's trying to stuff Jennings into the tire here. It's another fantastic dunk attempt. It doesn't look like he's going to finish it, but it does look like it's starting to drain the cardio of Trey Jennings. What do you think, Mark?
Yes, cardio is always a factor in this sport, and again, we see it here. And trying to get up off your back is very, very gruesome. He's been on his back quite a bit this round.
Yeah, at this point, Legoo has exhibited complete dominance and then inexplicably just stands up there.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all. I mean, there's just no need for that at all. Just keep getting the control time. Just,
I'd like to know what
game
happened.
of freebie.
I'll be interesting to see the replay here, but in the meantime, we're tied up again. Jennings goes for that front headlock, but here at Ultimate Tire Wrestling, you cannot use any submissions. You must have an arm in when you have the neck.
Nice level change right up the crotch to get him up and get the clock ticking again.
Yeah,
it's a
Legoo's
dominating
back.
round so far.
Wow, Legoo really putting in good work here. Trying to come back up on the tire, slide his knee up the cup and into mount. And so far, that's a fantastic strategy. It's working over and over again for John. And Trey is in trouble again. Now he's going to pull that arm in and tuck it. And wrist control from the far side. And he's going to pull that neck in, and he's going to go for the dunk here.
He's got a good chance here, looks like.
He's going for the dunk, Mark, and it's almost in place. Really good
There
work
it is.
here.
Whoa!
Wow.
That's it.
Wow, we
Game
have
over. Beautiful. I love
dunk.
it.
John Legoo with some fantastic work. Unbelievable. Let's
Nice
go down
technique.
let's go down to the tire here
You have
to
a
our
winner.
host Dallin Getling.
He got his opponent into the tire. Your winner, John Lagoo. Man, John, I was very impressed. You had a lot of control time. You were just controlling the whole time. I thought you were just gonna ride that out, but what was your thoughts on trying to actually get him in there? Was that so you could get a break, or just again get it over with, or you just saw the opportunity?
I was trying to gauge how much energy I was trying to expel to keep him up there. But I figured after a little bit, I'll try to get him in there. So.
And what opened up for you there?
Just keeping him on there and attacking his posts, because he was posting up on it.
So you're pulling him down, and then.
And he's long like me, so it was a little more difficult than I anticipated.
Yeah. Well, congratulations, man.
Thank you.
That was fantastic.
Thank you.
Your winner, John Lagoo. So again, we had a tiebreaker. You guys competed in the Gorilla Games, and John, you won that one. And then Trey, you had the Car Jitsu match.
Yes, sir.
Right. So you were tied 1-1 going into this. John, you won this, so you are the winner. You are the PLN Grappling Challenge winner.
All
There you
right.
go, brother.
Thank you.
Congratulations, guys. All right, I'm here with the next two competitors for the Ultimate Tire Wrestling. We have Cameron Harris, Anthony Merrill. Are you guys ready? All right. Punch it in!
And we're off. Cameron Harris versus Anthony Merrill. This is the final round of the PLN Grappling Challenge. As always, I'm joined for this final round by Mark the Hammer Coleman, UFC Hall of Famer. And Mark, who do you pick here in this Ultimate Tire Wrestling finale here?
Well, I've worked with Black Larry a couple times, so I will go with him. Young and explosive. He's got him in the air.
Oh,
right
he's
there.
got him up.
Almost got a dunk early on.
Goes over the tire, on top of the tire, after him rather. And now they're both back on the ground. And of course, Mark, they're both looking to gain valuable control time. And how do you gain control time, Mark Coleman?
Control times get the guy off the ground, and with control, and the clock starts. The guy with the most control time advantage at the end of the fight wins the round.
Yeah, very simple. Get your opponent's feet off the mat. The clock starts. When your opponent's able to get his feet back to the mat, the clock stops. At the end of the round, there are 3 time keeps. Oh, he's almost inside. There's almost a dunk there. But again, Anthony Merrill bridges and gets to the outer edges of the tire. And of course, as I was saying, there are 3 timekeepers, no judges. At the end of each round, the timekeepers will determine which of the 2 competitors had the most control time, and that will be the winner of the round. But at any time, you can win the round by knockout just by dunking 51% of your opponent inside the hole.
A lot of back and forth action. Good fight going here, but Black Larry getting lots of control time here. I got him way ahead on the clock timer at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. He's looking really dominant here. First round of the Grappling Challenge, Black Larry defeated Anthony Merrill in the Gorilla Games segment of the show. And then immediately following, Anthony defeated Cameron in the Car Jitsu Championship leg of the challenge. And of course, with them being 1-1, the winner of this Ultimate Tire Wrestling match will be the winner of the PLN Grappling Challenge. And you can listen in here and you can hear them breathing very heavily. This is a battle of attrition. It's a very, very grueling sport, Ultimate Tire Wrestling.
2 5-minute rounds. Going to be hard. Going to be difficult. Larry told me he's ready to go 10. We'll see. The guy that usually get tired, a lot of times will give up.
Yeah, you see that a lot of times, Mark. Sometimes you'll see a guy just becomes exhausted. He opens up himself to be susceptible to end the match. I don't see that with either one of these competitors, though. I watched both of their earlier competitions, as I know you did, and both of these guys are definitely warriors. But this is a new sport, and we're going to find out which one of these two guys has the ability to manipulate the rules in his favor.
Both guys have good cardio, but if you turn it up a notch, no matter what, you're going to be exhausted at the end of the round. That's the way it should be. If you're not exhausted, you didn't do enough. There's a big stuff.
Larry is almost in the
like
tire. That's
in.
as close as it gets.
Very close.
Wow, Anthony Merrill almost ending the match with a dunk out of nowhere, but still gaining some valuable control time, and he needs it. Oh, and Larry's back to the mats here.
What would you say, about 49% was in there, JT?
It was pretty close.
That was close. Big move.
A lot of excitement with Ultimate Tire Wrestling, but also these are two exciting competitors. Oh, okay, Anthony Merrill is in the air. The control time clock has started, and Cameron Harris is just looking to milk as many seconds out of that clock as possible. He's going to fold in the arm here. Nice and easy.
The winner of this round is going to have extreme confidence going into round 2, so this is critical. Anthony has to do something to get his feet back on the ground and get him up in the air. Let's go. Turn it up. Who wants this more?
Merrill's grapevining the legs here, trying to maintain position, but at this point, he is just absolutely exhausted.
Exhaustion is setting in.
Cameron's got the overhook on the tire, and now he's up in the air. Wow. Both of these guys have fantastic cardio today. They've put in a lot of big work, and even though they're exhausted, they're still coming forward. They're still competing.
Nice little level change there to a high crotch. And lifts him up.
Oh, and he almost goes in again. Another dunk attempt.
You are not allowed to hit your knee on the mat there, or you're not allowed to stay on the ground?
Just for a split second,
Split second.
Cameron Harris puts his hands down on the mat to stop the clock. Oh, and quickly to the back. Wow.
As Anthony took a little break there.
Anthony's trying to catch his breath here. Oh, and he's up in the air. Cameron Harris is going to kind of tuck him in the hole, and that's going to be the end of round 1. Fantastic round, and I'm going to have to say I would expect that that's going to be a round for Black Larry.
We get 1 minute, right?
Now the competitors have a 60-second break, and then we'll go into the second 5-minute round. During that round, Anthony Merrill will need to win the round or get the dunk. If he does not, that will be the end.
Good job.
Okay, it was just announced here that the winner of the first round is Black Larry. Mark, take us through the replay here.
Both guys back and forth. Level change, not bad for the inexperienced guys. Both guys attempted big slam dunks on suplexes, but both guys refused to go down in that hole. And Larry just, I think he wanted it more that round.
All right, we're back for round 2. Cameron Harris is up by 1. Anthony Merrill exhausted but seemingly recovered, and we are off. These guys are going to go head-to-head here. And you can listen to the breathing, the labored breathing. These guys are absolutely exhausted.
Early in the round, already breathing hard. But like I said, this sport here, you're going to get tired, no matter how good a shape you're in.
Yes, definitely a grind. Back when we were testing this sport, there was no time limit, and you had to win by dunk. And some of the matches before we instigated the control time aspect of the game, some of the matches would go 20, 30, 35 minutes. It was absolutely exhausting. And I like the sense of urgency that was created when we added the control time aspect. And it's completely transformed the sport into something that's now viable, and we think it's got legs.
Yes, definitely. I like the rule change there. Definitely added much more excitement to the sport. Good call.
Cameron Harris in a position of control here and then loses it. Really trying to get to the back here. Anthony Merrill, it's all he can do to get the overhook there. But still effective. Good.
Does anybody have any crow?
Oh, and another little acrobatic move there by Black Larry. What a fantastic matchup this is. I love watching this. I'd love to see more from these two. And regardless of the win, I'm sure we're going to see both of these guys back at PLN and back on the mats. Cameron to the back again.
He needs to step in, pop the hips in, and get him up in the air. Maybe a big back suplex here. Try for a dunk.
Officials warning the competitors to get back to the tire. One of the fans on Instagram said that Black Larry looks like brown sugar Sean O'Malley. Oh, and Anthony Merrill is back up in the air. He's in missionary, and his butt is going in the hole. Oh, he's struggling to get out. Almost back to the mat. As soon as his toe touches, the control time clock will stop, and he's back on top of the tire again. Cameron Harris with some fantastic work in round 2.
Riding him tight on top is like he should do. Anthony needs to show a sense of urgency. Get off that tire. There's no way you can hold me down, JT. You couldn't get me up there.
Well, I don't know if you're talking about ubiquitous you or if you're talking about me specifically, but I definitely would have you on top of the tire. Cameron Harris trying to get to the back again quickly. Taking his time here like Mark Coleman, slowly taking the entire round to make one move.
3 minutes.
He's got to turn and face him. He's bending over, reaching out, looking at the ground. That is not the way to get out. Anthony needs to bring his hips back, lower his level, get hand control, and turn and face him. I mean, let's go. Urgency here. You're losing.
Anthony still coming forward, just not necessarily as energetic as he was. Bending in half like that is going to be difficult. It's going to be hard to recover. He wants the leg. He wants the lift. He's in that front headlock again. Cameron Harris cannot apply the front headlock. He's got to just be lazy with the grip there. At Ultimate Tire Wrestling, you have to have an arm in.
He's folding him right here.
Okay, here we go. Merrill showing us just a little bit of promise here in round 2.
Yep. No quitting either one of these two guys. Let's go.
Lots of good hand fighting here. We've seen a lot out of both competitors. We've seen some good wrestling during the Guerrilla Games, some fantastic jiu-jitsu, but Ultimate Tire Wrestling is by far the most exhausting of the 3. And these guys are going to battle right now.
I think Black Larry knows he's in the lead, but to be a fan favorite, he's got to go for the dunk. Let's go. Black Larry, get him up, and he hasn't had a lot of offense lately. Here we go. He's stepping in here.
Okay, it's almost like you heard him jamming his own forehead into the side of the tire. Anthony Merrill picks him up. Oh, he's going for the dunk.
Dangerous.
Good strategy by Merrill. He went real heavy on the top of the tire, but again, Cameron Harris slips over the side and touches the mat with his hands to stop the control time clock. And we're back to the drawing board here. Almost the end of the second round. I would say we have as close to a clear winner as we could have here. And that's the end of round 2. Fantastic match, Mark Coleman. Who do you have winning this one?
I think Black Larry definitely won both rounds with control time, so he's the winner.
Yeah, if that's the case, we've got us a winner. Let's listen in here to our host, Dallin
The winner
Getling.
of this round was also Cameron Harris. So your winner, Cameron Harris! Hey, congratulations, man. That was a tough fight. You guys are going back and forth. Man, you were like a cat trying to land on 4 legs. You did not want to be on there. You were doing backflips and cartwheels, and what was going on with that?
Can't get beat by the whole family. That's all I kept telling myself, man. Can't get beat by the whole family.
Right on. So his brother won earlier too, one of your buddies. Is that what you're saying?
Huh?
His brother won earlier. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, and I'm talking about his brother.
His brother beat you in slap fight.
Yeah, he beat me in slap fight, but I just can't lose to the whole family.
Gotcha. Well, go ahead.
This one is for my brother, LaShawn Harris. If you're watching this, I love you. Keep doing you.
Right on, man. Right on. We are coming over here. So we did have, again, some competitions that were going on. You won the Guerrilla Games, correct?
Yes, sir.
You won the Karjitsu. So it was, again, a tiebreaker here. You won the tire wrestling, so you are the winner of the PLN Grappling Challenge. Here you go.
Let's go.
If I get over that afro.
Let's go.
You're winning. Kevin Harris. Good job, buddy. Whew. All right, we are ready for the next Ultimate Tire Wrestling match. We have Q Davidson. He'll be competing against Leroy Davis. They are focused. Q, are you ready? Yeah. Leroy. Hajime!
And we're off. Whoa, and Leroy Davis with a front handspring. I'm here with Mark the Hammer Coleman, UFC Hall of Famer. And what an interesting strategy to start the match, Mark.
Yeah, as you can see, very explosive. Both guys very high level. They know each other well. They're 1-1. This is going to be a good fight. There's a big back suplex.
Very nice dunk attempt by Q Davidson. And what you're seeing here is a nice little tussle between two extremely high-level athletes. They've had a nice spirited competition so far in the challenge, but this is for all the marbles and the bragging rights, and this is going to be a nice match. Q Davidson in the air.
Nice, very nice. Level change, get him up in the air.
Now let's keep in mind, Mark, at Ultimate Tire Wrestling,
Arm drag.
the name of the game is to get the dunk. If you can get 51% of your opponent inside the tire, you win immediately. Otherwise, we're going to score control points. And how do you do that, Mark?
You get the other guys' feet off the ground, get them up in the air, and the clock starts, and whoever's got the most control time at the end of the round wins the round. Both guys' feet on the ground here. He's trying to step in and get him in the air and get that clock started. There we go. That's right. There it is. There it is. Good 2-3 seconds right there. So you just add, you build on that. Whoever's got the most at the end of the round wins, unless you get it dunked.
And every second is precious, precious time here at UTW. The name of the game is to dunk your opponent. However, some of these matches will come down to just a second or two, and there are 3 timekeepers rather than 3 judges, and the winner of the match is decided by the clock. Now, as you can see here, these guys are maximum output, but they're staying attached to the tire. That's because at Ultimate Tire Wrestling, one or both of the competitors must be touching the tire at all time.
I like how Q Davidson's getting the inside control on the underhook and control on the other hand. I have him looking a little sharper here early on.
Yeah, these guys have had some really great competition so far in the PLN Grappling Challenge. But, of course, like you said, they're one-on-one on the challenge. And this is going to be the tiebreaker. And as you can see, they're trying everything they can to get each other up into the air. Q Davidson trying. That hoist isn't going to work. He's going to try the underhook, but Leroy Davis changing levels, getting as heavy as he can be. Both of these guys are mixed martial artists. Q Davidson, one of the lead officials at Slap Fight Championship. And, of course, both of these gentlemen compete at Karjitsu Championship. But, Mark, you can see a lot of wrestling at play here.
Beautiful underhook control. Ideally, I would try to get to a body lock and pinch, get the arm stuck in there to get the guy up where he's only got one arm to defend him against the dunk.
Yeah, absolutely. I've noticed that most of the dunks we've seen at UTW so far, the successful dunks typically happen head first. And as always, you can hear these guys breathing. They are absolutely exhausted. And this is just the first of 2 5-minute rounds. Unbelievable scramble. And the officials warn them to get back to the tire.
Beautiful scramble there. It's high level wrestling by these two guys. Taking a risk. I love when people take a risk here.
Very creative. Q Davidson uses the tire to pass to the opposite side. And Leroy Davis changes levels, but Q still gets the lift. Oh, my goodness. Looking for the dunk again.
Got some kind of crooked cradle there, but he got him up in the air, got some points. Do these guys know how much control time they have, JT?
No, during the match, the competitor, Q Davidson in the air. During the match, the competitors do not know how much control time they've been given.
They have to. That's strategy. They have to try to keep track and realize if they're ahead or not, because somebody needs to show some urgency and try to steal the round here towards the end of the round.
Absolutely. Only the 3 timekeepers can see the control time until the end of the round. That creates urgency between the competitors, and as you can see here, Q Davidson just overhooking, barrel hooking the body, showing a little bit of fatigue. Going to try to push the head down, make some space here. But Leroy been in half, definitely not going to get the lift here as we just drift further and further into the round. Oh, a nice attempt here by Leroy. Q Davidson is almost halfway in the tire. That's one arm. If he could just fold that one arm into the tire.
That was so close.
Oh, my gosh. I can't wait to see the replay. But as you can see, we're still in the tussle. And now Leroy Davis is up in the air. Wow. Q Davidson, that had to be 49.9% of his body there. Wow.
Do they go to replay?
Yeah, we'll see the replay shortly. And that's going to be the end of the first round. I have to say, take a look at the posture of both of these gentlemen.
Yes.
Look how exhausted they are.
A lot of energy exerted in that round. Back and
wow,
forth
and
action.
we're going to hear here who the winner of the round is. The timekeepers are comparing notes. And it's Q Davidson.
Q Davidson.
Now let's take a look at the replay here, Mark, and if you don't mind, let's have you walk us through.
Larry gets him up in the air, turns him around, back, suplexes him into the hole, and both guys almost got dunked. Like you said, that was 49%. I don't. How close was that?
Well, you can
back
see here.
Suplexes it right. That's a high risk maneuver
that
right
far
there.
side arm is overhooking. You can't see at this angle, but that far side arm, I think, is what protected him. And it looks like the officials agree here. We're in the second round. It's about to start. I love the fact that we saw the replay, but man, that was just about as close as you could get. Very close to a win for Leroy. But here we go. The second round is underway. Double unders from Davidson. Wow.
That 1 minute, both guys recovered pretty well, so they're both looking pretty fresh here early on in the over-under position.
Both of these competitors fight in mixed martial arts, so that 1 minute recovery is customary for them, and that works out well for them here in this sport. And just look at the level of aggression. They've got to get back to the tire here. Perfect. And it's just the grind. Davidson needs to keep his opponent up against the tire. Another lazy attempt here. In that first round, Davidson was as close to being finished. He was as close to being in that tire as you can possibly get. And I think that just that overhook of the tire saved him just in that one moment.
Q has him here in a double underhook body lock. It's a dangerous position. He's got to crunch him over and try to get him in that hole here. It's a good opportunity.
Yeah, he's
got his arm trapped. This is a perfect opportunity to try to get him up and in.
Working very slowly, slams his head into the tires. Leroy, very smart fighter. I've known Leroy for a couple of years. In the early days of his MMA career, he was memorizing combinations from anime cartoons, watching anime and learning the combinations and using them in his MMA fights. He's a fascinating young man. And, of course, Q Davidson, very well known from his time at Slap Fight Championship, but also a fantastic athlete and champion MMA fighter as well. And as you can see here, this is just a wrestling match. Leroy staying as low as he can. Q trying to get underneath him so he can put his hips in. This looks like you and me, Mark, when you're trying to avoid paying for the dinner bill.
Definitely you looking down, kissing the mat, as usual.
We need to get your vision checked. All right, here we go. We've got Leroy Davis, Quentin
Nice
Davidson
little quick arm drag there.
battling for wrist control, each trying to move to the back, and we're right back to that same song and dance, kind of like the old Mark Coleman show. Leroy Davis, very, very strong competitor. Champion MMA fighter as well.
Got to be late in the round. Somebody needs to step in and get him up in the air and steal this round and either send it to overtime or win the fight. Let's go. Who wants it? I think Leroy needs to take a little more aggressiveness and get after it. There you go. He's in on a high crotch.
Oh, there he is.
Beautiful
Q
try,
Davidson
yes.
up in the air. Oh, and he's got his feet back down. It looks like Leroy putting in some good work here, and Q back into dogfight position.
Again.
Wow. You know, it's a fascinating new sport, Ultimate Tire Wrestling. There's so many ways to win. But just like in some of the other sports we've developed, Mark, as you watch them grow, you watch new strategies emerge. You watch new champions. And one of the things we saw tonight that was really exciting was we saw Leroy Davis defeat Q Davidson at Karjitsu. And until tonight, Q Davidson was the undefeated, undisputed king of American Karjitsu. So what a rivalry we have here. And you can see they're still going at it. We're late in the second round, and these guys are battling for every second, both going for the finish repeatedly. They're going to feel this tomorrow, Mark.
Yeah, they're going to be very, very sore, both guys, but it's a lot easier to take. There it is, up in the air. Easier to take that soreness with the wind. JT.
All right, this is a really good time to start eating up some control time here. Davidson, fantastic work. He's got Leroy on the tire, switching position here to keep control. Wow, fantastic work here. Now Leroy touches the mat and big headbutt to the chin, and we're back to dogfight position.
I think that puts him in the lead there.
Yeah, that might be enough to do it here. Those of you watching at home can see the control time here in the venue. The control time is absolutely private. No one sees but the timekeepers, and there are 3 of them surrounding the action.
See if Larry can come up with one last attempt here to win this, or else Q Davidson.
Oh, Davidson has Leroy back in the air.
Lots of energy right there. Still, these guys are
Leroy's
going
back
hard.
to that leg. And what a battle. I wish we had a few more minutes left in the round here. It's a fantastic battle. And that's going to be the end of round 2. The question is, did Leroy Davis do enough to win the round? And I think probably that's not going to have happened here. I think Quentin might have.
Both guys' hands on their knees. Stand up. Look like a champion. Look like a winner. Let's go.
Q Davidson is your winner, ladies and
Stand
gentlemen.
tall.
Wow, fantastic work. He's exhausted.
They are exhausted,
So
though.
Q.
Congratulations to both guys. Let's listen in.
Left
Mark.
it out
It was
there.
a tough match. You guys are going back and forth. How you feeling?
A little tired.
A little tired. It's an understatement.
Yeah.
So he had you in there. I couldn't see. I thought you went down, but I saw maybe there was an arm sticking out. What happened when you started to go down in the middle of that first round?
I thought I went down,
Uh-huh.
but no one called it, so I stretched my arm out, and I guess I wasn't 50% in.
Right on. Yeah, it was
Must
close.
have been 49-9.
Yeah, it was close. Great job, both of you guys. Congratulations. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Leroy for being a great competitor. Dark House MMA, thanks for coming down. PLN, thank you for putting all this together. I appreciate that. Love to compete. Love to have great competitors.
Right on. Well, you are the winner. Q Davidson. Congratulations. All right, Leroy. So you guys, come here, both of you guys. I was looking forward to this matchup, in all of the events. You guys were both amazing. So you won the Guerrilla Games, right? You took the Karjitsu, and so it was a tiebreaker. Q, you won that tiebreaker. So you are the PLN Grappling Challenge champion. And so congratulations. Q Davidson. Great job, man. Thanks, guys.
I thought I had to. I think you did. We'll see.